In Colossians 3:21, it says, "Fathers, do not provoke or irritate or exacerbate your children." That means with demands that are trivial or unreasonable or humiliating or abusive, nor by favoritism or indifference. Treat them tenderly with loving kindness, so they will not lose heart and become discouraged or unmotivated. That means with their spirits broken. It's important that as parents that we don't break our kids. It's important that we set high expectations. It's important that we point them to Jesus, but it's important that we don't come down on them and belittle them and tear them down for something that they've done. Nobody comes out better in that situation. But it's not just for our kids, it's for people that we come in contact, right? All this applies to our neighbors, to our friends, to other family members. It goes back to the fruits of the Spirit. When we are living the way of Jesus and being close to Him, the fruits of the Spirit naturally come out. And we end up living with love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control in our life. Those are gifts from God. That's how to live. And so to provoke means this. It means to stimulate or give rise to a reaction or emotion, typically a strong or unwelcome one. So, I don't know if you're thinking right now, maybe you are, but there's a lot of this going on in our world. People are provoking other people to some sort of reaction. The worst thing you and I can do as followers of Jesus, it doesn't matter if you're a parent now in the room or not, is to react to something. Because when you react to something, typically, it is not in a godly manner. Our reactions are based on emotion. Our reactions are based on something that we're feeling. Usually not something that's sound. So if you have a tendency to react, maybe the point is not to react right away. Wait, pray, and then say something. But don't provoke your kids to anger. Don't provoke them and incite them to do something that feels a certain way to make yourself feel better as a parent. I've seen that a lot in my lifetime. The families that I worked with at the Boys and Girls Club, some of those kids, they live that out in their life because they have parents that will provoke them to anger or resentment or bitterness. That is not the way of Jesus. In fact, Proverbs 15:1 says this, "As a soft and gentle and thoughtful answer turns away wrath." If anybody comes at you with a certain way, guess what? It's not to respond in kind with the same emotion, with the same reaction. It's to change the narrative of the situation. Gentle and thoughtful answers turn away wrath, but harsh and painful and careless words, all they're going to do is stir up anger. And anger isn't good for anybody in this room. In fact, it goes on to say in 1 Corinthians, maybe you've read this before, this is known as the love chapter, love verses. Love endures with patience and serenity. Love is kind and thoughtful. It is not jealous or envious. Love does not brag. It is not proud or arrogant. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not provoked nor overly sensitive and easily angered. It does not take into account a wrong endured. It does not rejoice in injustice, but rejoices with the truth. When right and truth prevail, love bears all things, regardless of what comes. Believe all things, looking for the best in each one. Hopes all things. That means remaining steadfast during difficult times. And endures all things without evil. You see, our greatest need is for love. Is to experience love. Each one of us. Or as grandparents, you get the right opportunity to show children, kids in your family what love is. And it matters to their future, and it matters to your family. And see, ultimately, when our families get healthier, because we all know what love is and we know what that experience is, we begin to live healthier lives. We do become productive citizens, as I've heard said. We know how to work. We know how to pay bills. We know how to do all those things. But more important, we know how to live for Jesus. Because at the root of it all, that's the most important thing. That piece has gotten right, and the rest typically will come into place. Love matters. Your love for your kids matters. Your love for your grandkids matters.